Hey, what's up everybody? Sujit Patel here. I want to share with you 5 mindset shifts that made me a much better marketer. All right, number 1 is switching the mentality of working from 9 to 5. So, I used to work like business hours, essentially the same time my team's working. I've switched that up to working when I am most creative. And so now I work somewhere between 6:30 and 7:30, pretty much when I wake up. I do a little bit of work, kind of knock out some things. So I start my day prepared, go to the gym, come back and start around 9:30 to about 12 or 1, sometimes 2. And then I take a break from like 2 to 4, 2 to 5. This is my least productive time. And I end up just checking email, refreshing, or just doing a bunch of things that don't move the needle. And I come back to work, then I'm tired. So what I do is I take a break and then I come back to work. In the evenings where I have more energy, whether it's after dinner or before dinner. But this allows me to kind of take a little bit of breaks and be working when I'm most creative. Number 2 is, instead of focusing on staying busy or doing a lot of things, focus on doing less, but doing them very well. Or think about it this way. Instead of working on 5 different tactics or 5 different things you can do to grow the business or 5 different marketing things, think about what's the one most important thing you can do, and then think about how you can do that even better. And I talk about this in a lot of videos. It's all about focus. You don't hear from the largest companies in the world ever saying they grow using this channel, that channel, the other. They usually have a couple channels that help them grow. So focus on your core channels instead of coming up with new ideas, new growth hacks, and things you read. Number 3 is I switched the way I hire for most of my companies and our agencies to contract to hire. So used to hire some folks, and I talked about my hiring process in previous videos, which has worked really well. But I can't afford to have a bad employee or a bad hire. And so what I do is I usually do a contract to hire position. I test them out for a month, a week, even a couple of days. And this lets me understand how I can work with them, their capabilities, and get really the ultimate test of like, they can talk the talk, they pass all my BS filters, but can they actually do and work the way I want them to within the organization? Or are they gonna come there and spend 3 months building a strategy, thinking about like the pie in the sky, what they're gonna do? I want people who are actionable. So switching that up, and that's actually helped me get some really awesome talent and start at a fairly low cost and prove out some of the channels. So another benefit of this is that if you hire a contractor, let's say part-time, you can prove out something that can work and then bring it in-house. For example, I have hired a contractor to do our PPC at Mailshake, and as it starts to prove out, if it's working like a charm and the way we think it's gonna work, then we can hire that person full-time, or we can bring in a full-time resource to manage that big channel. But until then, why would I put a full-time headcount on something I don't know that's even proven? And then if, let's say, it doesn't work, now I have a person who's really awesome at PPC who have to put them into something else that they may not be as awesome at. So it kind of kills 2 birds with 1 stone. Number 4 is focus. Focus on doing what's great and executing to the greatest extent. This came from Jim Collins' Good to Great book, where really he compares the difference between good companies and great companies. And there's a monumental difference, and he compares the different things that they do and whatnot. But apply this to marketing and you will have magic. So think about it this way. You create a blog post on something, you do some promotion, and then you move on and you create more and more blog posts. Or you spend a couple months creating one really awesome piece of content, and you spend a couple more months pushing the heck out of it, promoting the heck out of it. You've heard me talk about content promotion, but really diving deep on this one article, you're gonna get a lot more bang for your buck. And if you created that process over and over again, it's gonna work even better. So instead of trying to do a lot and be good at it, focus on what's great. Now, one thing to add here is that instead of, don't forget that you still need to lay, if you're new to content, SEO, and marketing, you need to lay the foundational work, and you're not gonna launch those as perfect. I mean this as ongoing stuff. But great gets way better results than good. There's a big discrepancy, so focus on great. And number 5, working backwards from your goal. So I face this all the time when I talk to startup founders, marketing people, even my own marketing team. They're like, Sujin, I got this really great idea. I'm like, okay, great. I hear them out. And in my head, I'm just, okay, finish the idea. Now how does this play into what our goal is? How is this going to help? Like, and most of the time I hear, well, I think it could do this and it's going to be this and that, but there's never a clear correlation. Or a lot of times, maybe 1 in 10 ideas have a clear correlation. So when you go through this process of, let's say I want to acquire 1,000 new customers a month, what are the channels, what are the tactics, what are the things I can do to get 1,000 new customers a month, and then come up with ideas based off of that, that's going to help you put into perspective how big the channels need to be, what you actually need to do, and what budget you need, all that stuff. But if you come up with like a bunch of ideas, and I think this idea X is going to help me achieve this, well, you're kind of working the wrong way and you may not achieve that. Or you're gonna have to figure out and do the math and validate whether it's gonna work. And sometimes it does, but working backwards, you save a lot of energy, brain power, and you really focus on what matters. Well, that's it, guys. Those 5 mindset shifts have made me a significantly better marketer, better entrepreneur, better founder, and I hope that helps you level up as a marketer as well. All right, until next time, take care.